Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tex-Trek's first reaction stream for an episode whose title I didn't pull up, but shoot.
Vox in Excelso.
Thank you. My external monitor is not working. This is where I was trying to pull it up. Does everyone want to go around and introduce themselves?
My name is Marcelo Noshoza. I'm a writer, a YouTuber, and a podcaster.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stanley. I'm the co-host of The Salon, which is another Star Trek podcast at Salon Trek here on YouTube and all the podcast places.
Hello, I'm Joel, and I'm sort of a gad about YouTube and the internet. I'm in your chat probably right now. And also I'm often on Tex-Trek.
Yeah.
And the transporter room doing Legos.
Hey, you're a screen person.
Sometimes, mostly a chat person. Chat-based life form. Sometimes uplift myself to the screen.
Just in time to introduce yourself, Chris.
Speaking of the transporter room.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Be me in. I'm Chris Garris with the Transporter Room, YouTube, podcast, Star Trek podcast, all that.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and you can usually find me here. Or talk about other nerdy things on the internet. I guess everyone want to go around and say what they thought of this episode.
I thought this episode was great. They had like this sort of like drumhead sort of feel, but drumhead light. I really like how it focused on Jaden, and we got his backstory essentially. And I really like the quirk that the writers gave him of making him shy when it came to speaking in front of large crowds. And I really identified with him when he went to go make his first argument, and he had like a fucking panic attack because before I started working on YouTube videos and things like that, every time that I would do public speaking, I would have small little panic attacks. So I really identified with his character for most of this episode, and I thought this episode was really solid. And I enjoyed how Captain Ake had a proper uniform on this time. I really enjoyed that.
I also enjoyed this episode. It took the second watch for me, though. I'll admit, like I mentioned last week's, I suggested a bristle watch for other folks trying to get into the show, but bumping up against the contemporary language. For me, it wasn't that, though. Fun fact about me, don't love the Klingons. I personally think most Klingon episodes, this is going to be controversial yet brave, are a little predictable and a little boring. I think the Klingons are pretty two-dimensional. However, on a rewatch, paying more attention to what, like the subtext of what was going on, I really enjoyed this episode. Even on my first watch, my issue was not Jaden a Klingon. It was just the Klingons in general. In literally since TOS, I have just not enjoyed the Klingons personally. But what they represented in this episode, I thought was really lovely, with the resilience and honoring tradition. And I thought this show did an excellent job of weaving in its setting to tell a very Trek story in a new kind of way. The way that the ship and the school was weaved into the plot was excellent. And I also loved Ake in this episode for slightly different reasons. Although her uniform did look great, I loved her with General Warbach. I fucking love it. At first, it could come off a little small universe that she happens to know this guy, but they made such a smart move making her Lanthanite for so many reasons in this show, including in this episode. It makes total sense. It's not just happenstance, small universe. She's been around a really long time, so she would probably know people all over the place. And the humor that they used in this episode through her instead of some of the other characters, I thought landed really well. And I guess my final opening thought is that's something that I loved about Laura in this episode, that while she's been very funny in past episodes, they didn't lean on that here. They let her shine as a mentor to Jaden. And Kareem just did an excellent job as Jaden in this episode. Loved it.
No, I agree with almost everything you just said. Yeah, sometimes Klingon episodes can be kind of rough. And for a Klingon episode, this was actually really good. I was a little worried, how they were going to betray his parents. And it actually, for me personally, came out good. I was really surprised. I was really surprised about the twist with his dad at the end. I did love the relationship between, Ake and, the general. It was, it's, again, I'm, like I said, this was another group. She almost makes me feel like Dax at times with Jadzia, because if she's got that long lived and that history, she knows all these people, or potentially knows all these different people. And so they did a good job, Admiral Vance, of leaning into that. Again, she's great friends with Klingons, just like Curzon was a great friend with all the Klingons, and drink their blood wine. And I actually, I liked how, at first I feel like, Caleb was really, he was actually trying to help Jaden. But again, typical Klingon, they don't want help from anybody. It's not honorable. Every now and then, I'm sorry to say this, you do get tired of hearing, well, that's not honorable. That's not honorable. No, it was, I watched it, I actually stayed up and watched it last night as my first watch, and it was damn good. I was very pleased with it. So, and then even on my second watch, I enjoyed it. It was a great episode for Klingon one, and I just like the story, how they did.
Yeah, I too really liked it. I mean, because we had the pilot, which is, lots of stuff, because set up and then school. But then we had 2 whole school episodes, which makes sense. So this one, we have a bunch off school, literally the school leaves. And then we have the flashbacks. So between the backstory for Jaden, which is really interesting, of course, and then just the backstory for the Klingons, because, they've been sort of, noticeably absent in the 32nd century, because they're obviously waiting to do something with them, and this is probably the first thing. And so that was very interesting, because you kind of got the hint that something had happened, because there was only people who were part Klingon, like Thok and some others, but you never saw anything else. But now we hear it's like, yeah, they're mostly dead. It's like, yeah, the Federation just buries its rivals because their home planets accidentally blew up. Or is it Section 31? No, it's not. But so yeah, that was really interesting, and yeah, it's expanding stuff I wanted to know, and then I just want to know what's with Jaden's shoes. They're driving me nuts. They're huge, but not just platforms. I don't know. That was all I could watch from the close-ups.
God, now I need
me.
to rewatch the episode and look at his shoes.
They look like they're expanded lengthwise, like the shoe is this wide and the bottoms are wider. I don't know how you.
I didn't notice his shoes. Like that's I'm gonna go back and now play his shoes.
I would bristle watch, then shoe watch, then the real watch. That's what we've learned so far.
I was paying attention to something completely different in that scene when his shoes got kicked over by Darum. I picked up on a few other things in that scene, but I'll shoe size later.
I also really enjoyed this episode. This episode, I think, made me emotional in ways I don't think the last couple have. That I enjoyed them all, but they were obviously lighter. And as someone who am only like 2nd and 3rd generation on both sides of my family, and have relatives that I knew like had to like flee their homes, I think I related to parts, or like at least related that those family members of mine. So I felt a personal connection to this episode. And I also just really, all of the acting was so well done in this episode. And all of the humor was like so well placed to just stop it from getting like too sad, but it didn't like overtake everything, which I think can be really hard and can be really clunky sometimes when you're trying to do comic relief in more serious episodes. But everything landed for me. Yeah, want to get in more particulars about? I
really enjoyed that Laan, the Ake's first officer was really toned down this episode because
Yeah.
Rachel, she's been kind of testing my gears for the last couple episodes, but I really like that they turned down her volume control a lot. I'm not saying that I don't want to see her, I'm not saying that I don't want to see her make jokes every week, but I really like the fact that she was kind of like really subdued this week. And I like the scenes that she had with Jaden and how she actually served as a quasi mentor for him in certain parts of the episode.
I also like that they showed a more nurturing side of her.
Yeah, instead of yelling at her
in
5
this,
minutes.
where he was like, "Oh, obviously she's gonna come ream me out," and she's like, "No, you don't need that right now. Obviously,
Correct.
That's
Well, I wasn't expecting that at all, really. And I was honestly a little surprised to hear that they've actually the thing on Empire is almost no more, which I was not expecting that at all.
I mean, it made sense. I mean, it makes sense in that we haven't seen the Klingons, and that they also would have been greatly affected by the burn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's hard to keep conquering if you can't get to places to conquer.
And their conquered planets would just get out of there once. Kronos is gone. There'd be like, well, okay, that was nice, but we can do this on ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. And I like when they started doing the opening scene with the doctor and preparing to do the debate, and he starts quoting Admiral Sati. At first, I was like, "Wait a second," and he goes, "Who said that?" And my first reaction was like, "Picard said that," but it was actually
then I remember. Oh yeah, he's quoting someone.
He's quoting Admiral Sati.
I wanted part of me wanted to be like, "Don't look up his daughter; she was batshit." Like,
that's forgotten to time now.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know what
about for folks as well, because as I watched it, there was a sound error, so the quote is missed slightly.
Oh, really?
Kind of took me out of it. I have many thoughts about Paramount's new owners, but their one promise of fixing this fucking app. maybe focus on that a little more than bootlicking Donald Trump, trying to buy a company you should own.
I do remember some other problem someone was having with Paramount Plus, where they were like missing an episode, and they're like, I think it was of Deep Space Nine, and they're like, what's going on? And I was like, oh no, Paramount Plus is held together by duct tape. That's what's going on.
I was like, why would the doctor not know that quote? Like, because there were a couple of moments where somebody pronounced something a little differently, like Katomer instead of Ketomer. That didn't bug me because
bugged me.
Words change. Like we don't pronounce words. We on this Zoom or this stream don't pronounce words the same way we would 50 years, 100 years ago. So that kind of thing didn't bother me. But the technical glitch really frustrated me. The doctor would not fuck up that quote. And my final thing about technical stuff is the skip intro button bothers the shit out of me because it covers the credits.
Thank you.
I want to print that up and have Connie sign it right over where her name is.
It's rude.
It is rude on the ones. What's weird is like when I watch it on my computer, I don't have that issue.
Yeah. We tested it the other night to see.
No,
we were. I think during one of the Lego streams, we were like messing with it.
And actually, I'm not done about technical stuff because I just remember. I will often sometimes I'm lucky it'll be available at like 9:30. I live here in Pacific time zone, so that's fucking great. It's fucking great because I want to go to bed. Like I want to go to bed now, and it's only 5:15. But sometimes the episode will show up as available, but then it won't load. Sometimes it'll be available on the app on my phone, but not on my TV. Sometimes on the computer. Sometimes in one of the profiles on my account, but not the other. Oh my God. Paramount, get your shit together. End of rant.
Crazy. I work too early to really stay up for them, so I watch them during my lunch break. Like I watched it during my lunch break today, and then I watched it again. But yeah, people were just telling me, I was like, when did it actually go up? And they're like, we don't know. It's not considered.
Last week it was 9 Pacific. It was great.
That's what I heard. It was supposed to be midnight East Coast.
Yeah,
and
that was for me last week.
So I at about 11 o'clock, I started checking, my Paramount wasn't there.
Yeah,
Finally, like 11.
I mean,
sometime after 11:30, I just did it one more time, and there it is. It just magically appeared.
The Paramount Plus app built into my TV has not worked in years.
Yeah, no, I use my TV.
To watch Paramount Plus on my TV, I have a Chromecast and I have to cast it from my phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it finally showed up after midnight when I got done watching it. But
although I do describe my TV as I have a smart TV that's getting dumber by the day.
Oh, it tries so hard though.
It tries.
Sorry for derailing, but
you're
understandable.
valid because using Paramount Plus is a nightmare.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I've been lucky. I access Paramount Plus through my Apple TV box thing, and I don't have that many problems, not as much as everybody else, but there are some times that I have issues. Like, I'm so happy, Stan, that you brought the fucking skip intro button because it covers up that's so annoying.
Yeah,
that is really annoying.
It needs to be a setting. I get its existence, although I personally find it insulting to the artistry of television, but I get it. But it needs to be a setting to be able to get rid of it, or it should not last as long.
Yeah,
I wish it's weird that it stays up because I feel like I think on Netflix, I could be wrong. I feel like on Netflix, it shows up at first, and then if you don't click it, it goes, "Oh, you want to watch this," and it goes away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but for Paramount, it stays up for the whole goddamn thing.
Whole time, but it covers credits.
Oh yeah, the credits too. Like they're like, let's get you into something else real quick. I'm like, I want to know who these people are.
I can find the remote. Yeah.
If I
grab the remote, quickly go.
Yeah.
Do it.
They need to reverse it. The amount of time they don't give us to choose to watch the credits is the amount of time that the skip intro button needs to be available. Reverse it
for a second. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I told this to someone else. I had that problem once while watching Frasier, and the Frasier credits are jokes about the episode.
Yep, they are.
Yep.
I love Frasier so much. I watch it every day.
Oh god, we can't start talking about Frasier. I'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Too early to derail.
Sorry. I love Frasier. I'm a big fan.
Pencil that down for later.
What's funny is the first time I heard her saying Katomer instead of Kittimer, I thought the doctor was gonna say something.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the doctor would have been
at first either. I didn't get it at first.
Well, and they even pronounce Kronos even a little differently now. I got that. I noticed that
they're Southeast Klingons. That's just how you say it. Southeast. So.
It wasn't as glaringly obvious as the Kittimer, but I feel like we just talked about the Kittimer Accord so much.
Yeah, the Kronos and the Kalis thing. It reminded me of like you. I think we all have that friend that when you go to pick an ethnic food that isn't your ethnicity, and they like you want the Jimmy Jangas? Like no, like do not do that. Like it's cool it's cool.
It's
cool. Just say it.
Yeah, the person that goes to Barcelona and it's like Barcelona.
So I had a question for everybody. Who was surprised to see that they were still eating? They had pepperoni pizza still in the future like that. I was like,
pizza will never die.
Pizza will never die. I did find it funny. He was like, pepperoni's the whole choice. And I was sitting here, I was like, I like cheese pizza.
Yeah. I was, I was happy, but I was really kind of getting pissed off at Jaden. He peeled off the best part of the pizza. He peeled off the pepperoni. What are you doing? That's the whole thing.
He must fight the Tog and make his own pepperoni.
I'm not a huge pepperoni person.
No,
like it's fine. I usually get cheese pizza, so I was like, this is normal to me.
And I love that. I like exactly what Jill said. I like that he's like, it's not even a real pig. It's replicated. So
there's meat in pepperoni, but it's all bar. And I can tell you, after it's been in your stomach, pepperoni looks the same when it comes up.
I did like, and they gave a different explanation what I assumed, but like kind of stockpiling food.
Mm-hmm. I like that
because that was like one that is a normal thing that people who have experienced food insecurity do.
Yes, which they didn't address, but you know that's part of it.
It's totally part of it. And then he was like, "I want to share these with my mom someday."
Wow, okay. I found
that's the intellectual part, but it's not just.
I found that to be a little weird because I wasn't used to that, so I'm like, why would he do that? But actually, hearing you say the reason, Rachel, I was like, it totally makes sense. But when I first heard it, I was odd.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine who's a former foster kid definitely has some of those tendencies. I don't want to go into my friend's life story.
Okay.
But
but it makes sense. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm thinking, when do you guys think that Killa's mom will come back into the picture? Because like
I don't know.
we're almost
Episode 9 and 10.
Yeah, maybe.
Jesus Christ, really?
Next week. Who knows? Episode
Could be
5.
next week.
I bet not till the
I
end.
mean, they got a Canadian actress. She's got to be around, right?
Yeah, she's got to be around somewhere.
She's fucking great too.
Yeah.
I know. It's more that I just want to see Tatiana Maslany.
And also, I'm really excited to see more of Paul Giamatti, but he's like MIA somewhere.
Oh, he'll be back. Pretty
My-
sure.
He might be back before that, but
I mean, they've definitely dropped hints that she's up to something.
Yeah.
And my curiosity is piqued because I'm wondering if they're going like an Alias route where
Oh, that's good. I
like
that.
Mhm.
she's working with him, but she's actually secretly in charge.
Oh, that's great.
That might
Okay.
be a twist, or
Yeah.
they because
yeah, like she wasn't at first. She was
Yeah.
just as
Yeah.
but then as things went along, she maneuvered herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
That'd be
like it even could be like kind of Alias. I didn't watch all of Alias. I actually
fix
I-
yourself. It's so
I-
good.
genuinely I loved watching it, except
Alias.
that the Amazon Prime app I was using was a nightmare.
Yeah,
It was
and
genuinely
also
was.
season 3 is a nightmare. You got to get
Yeah.
woof.
Yeah.
But it also could be a thing where it's like, oh, she's working with him, but it turns out like she's playing him in some way, or like
Yeah.
Working against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Alias is fantastic.
Oh, I was wondering about, watching this episode. It was Caleb was basically trying to say, the Federation was going to be kind of be the savior
Mhm.
for the Klingons, but of course, then they were rejecting it. And that was interesting premise for this. How they were trying to do that, and like even he was trying to tell Jade, like, basically, why won't y'all take the
Yeah.
assistance, the help? It's not really a handout. And at one point, was it between them? No, it was between Aki and the Klingon general, the head of the house. That he was like, well, your stubbornness is going to cause you to become extinct.
Yeah.
And like, it's just,
What was interesting is this is definitely one where I could see both. Like, I understand both sides of the argument.
Yeah.
Where I very much understand the like, you need to take this assistance, like, stop being so stubborn. But I also understand that like we don't want to like join you and assimilate and become like just like not be anymore.
Yeah, there's some like flashbacks to Takuma that the Klingon must remain
Yeah.
Klingon. But then at the same time, he has no problems with Doc. Someone who's not fully Klingon.
Because I don't, and I don't think,
And I don't know if you know what I mean. I don't think you should. But,
yeah, and I don't.
It's just interesting, and
I think because I don't think he thinks it's wrong for like a Klingon to choose a different path. I think he thinks it's wrong for all Klingons to be forced to choose a different path.
no, yeah, but it is
That was
kind
an
of
aspect
different from
that I struggled with too, because
Yeah.
personally, I think it actually, like, in a way, I'm going to use an analogy for the Klingons that I don't think is fair, but sometimes when they're super stubborn,
Yeah,
I think about like the alpha bros on YouTube being like, here's how you got to treat women, and like,
yeah,
their body count matters and yours doesn't, like stupid shit like that.
yeah,
Like,
man must remain man. Or man.
I often feel like, or in this episode, it felt a little like that, in that it actually takes a lot of strength and courage to admit when you need help.
Mhm.
It's pretty weak to be like, no, we don't want help.
Yeah.
Like it's a planet. They're not using it. You can build your own and like rebuild, but that is a very human attitude. And I do respect the example that they were showing in this of resilience and sticking to principle, even when it was hard. That allegory, or the analogy at least, was not lost on me.
yeah,
Yeah, in the 24th century, some Klingons, because it was, I guess, you had a lot more, would take this help immediately, fully expecting to backstab the Federation in every way possible, and to achieve victory. Because in the 24th century, they didn't really talk about honor too much in this episode, unlike the TNG era.
No.
I mean, him
But
and his
the honor
Yeah.
was never their number one in the TNG area. For
I think
some
Joanne's hitting
victory.
it on the head on the nail.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're paternalistic and patronizing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like how when a nonprofit
Yeah.
comes into a community and says, "Here's how we're going to help you," rather than
Yeah.
talking with community
Yeah.
leaders about what
Yeah.
resources they need.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But
No.
on the other hand, their final way to get them the planet is kind of patronizing too,
Yeah.
because it's a community
A little
theater
bit.
level fake battle.
Yeah.
We're going to take them.
I
understand the leader.
You fit the Klingons' MO though. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was not the
absolutely.
biggest fan of Ezri Dax. She grew on me, but she clocked the Klingons in that episode when she was like, "Worf,
Yes.
they're a dying empire, and you need to let them die. They're corrupt, etc., etc." Here, like Klingons are not stupid.
Yeah.
Obviously, the general knew what was up, and I'm willing to bet plenty of what
Yeah.
remained. Like they understand, and we've seen that before. Like, again, I think the Klingons can be a little too dimensional at times, but where I feel they lack depth themselves, sometimes they add a lot of depth to the episodes that they're in, including this one, because
the drama.
even if they were in on it or like accepted it, like the drama is always going to be the way the Klingons go. The Klingons are drama queens, and
Well, they
we
are. And more than once, there was more than one time Gowron had to, pretend that, to do something just to, to cover honor.
Like,
even though they knew it was a farce.
Like finding their like bringing back their like ancient leader from the dead, for instance.
Yeah.
Who hasn't cloned an ancient religious leader?
I do think my take or my headcanon was that a lot of the Klingons, not wrong, Joanne.
It's like that. It's so funny the things we forget about Code of Honor because of
don't watch it all the time. Yeah.
The racism. Like the racism is so bad you forget about the sexism and the misogyny, and then that's so bad that you're like, oh shit.
Kind of. I don't. What I was gonna say is I think maybe a lot of the Klingons like appreciated. We kind of all know this is a fake battle, but we appreciate you like going out of your way to like meet us where we are and like honor our traditions. So we'll pretend we beat you in battle. Thanks. Like thanks for the planet.
I love
like Freeman cheating Rom out of getting Kronos to join the Federation.
Yep. I like how she said shoot wide. That just gave me a kick. Shoot wide, guys.
And I appreciate them going with like, well, we have a Klingon here. Let's ask him what he thinks. Like,
well,
what's funny earlier, Dan, you said about Klingon episodes being unpredictable. I went back and forth on whether I thought his parents were going to be alive at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
I knew they were going to end up on that planet, but I wasn't like I thought they might be going bittersweet. Like the Klingons won, but like we got the Klingon to take this planet, but his parents are gone. But
I'm glad we didn't get a sappy reunion. Like that would have been a little too heavy-handed.
I think so too. Yeah.
Just knowing that they're okay, I think was enough for Jaden, and it was enough for me too. Like it leaves room for something in the future, but it didn't like the heartstrings were being pulled enough in this episode. We didn't need to put a hat on a hat.
Yeah.
I think it was enough to like. I think the parents gave the weapon to the general to give to Jaden.
I think so as well.
And I think that was enough to be like, we're respecting you, but like, there's not a sappy reunion.
And I wasn't that the whole arc with his parents. I was the whole time until the very end of it. I kept on thinking, God, his dad is just being your typical Klingon jerk. And
I thought all the actors playing his family were really good.
Oh no, they were. They were great. I loved his brother. His brother understood that he wanted to be the healer and all that stuff. And again, this typical Klingon, they have to, keep that honor face up. And yes, a warrior is the only thing they really see as honorable. And I liked when they were, basically not Nahla. Laura thought when she came to talk to him, it was like, Aiden, he did not miss that by accident.
Yeah.
He missed that on purpose to realize that he actually he was honoring his son.
Yeah.
And they left him so that he would go on his own.
Mhm.
So I actually liked the way that ended. Because at first I thought his dad were just literally just deserting him and basically just kicking him out of their house, which they didn't. And so I like that. I really did. And then also we got Laura thoughts, how she kind of came, came.
I thought
Yeah,
it
that
was
was very
interesting.
interesting.
She
I liked
specifically
her.
said that her father's side is freed Jem'Hadars, and I was like, are there unfreed Jem'Hadars? Like, are there some Jem'Hadars like
Founder
It sounds like it.
still
Yeah,
over
and I was
there.
like,
Yeah.
like
I wonder if further down the road we're gonna get an episode focused on her, and we're gonna learn more about her backstory and how
I hope so. 'Cause
she ended up working for the Federation.
yeah.
So and maybe we'll
Mm.
maybe
Yes.
so.
I hope so
Next
because I
week.
think she's a really cool character, and
Oh,
I
God,
think these Klingons and Jem'Hadars hanging out together sounds really cool.
Yeah.
That was a very interesting thing, though, joining the Jem'Hadar to do battle, because
Yeah.
they probably felt that they weren't
Mhm.
to do it. That was it.
Oh.
And I'm gonna bring it around too, because I love when Aki comes back. We don't know how long it's been since she was drinking with the Klingon leader,
Oh, that was so funny.
but she's like, "Are you hungover?" And she's clearly still drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not.
I'm not hungover at all.
Fake it till you make it.
Yep.
Made me think. I was like, I wonder how many times my teachers were hungover at events.
Mhm.
Usually, a teacher of ours, we did know what happened. He had gotten surgery early in the day, and he came in and was clearly still high. Like minor surgery, not, but
Kids are much
clearly...
easier then. It's just it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really, like I said, I really did like Nala's, role in this one, trying to help them. And, at first I wasn't sure. I really was not sure if, after the second time watching it again, the two of them, her and the Klingon general, they are dropping hints like crazy. He's like, battle, honor, we're not going to take this. And she was, I don't, part of me wants to say, I don't know if she was picking on it right then and there, but I really think she was, and it just maybe took her a little bit longer to do that. And then it was interesting to see, oh my gosh, I think of his name here quick. Darum. That was actually really cool for him to actually come and actually try and help Jaden learn how to relax to overcome his stage fright.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was very cool because he for a long time was a like the first time I met him, I have to be honest, I thought that guy was a dick. But
Darren Raimi is the Will Riker of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Will Riker? Okay.
That man.
Let me grab you and hold your
Dan
hand.
and I were back to there was at one point I was like, is he gonna kiss him?
I thought
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
very weird.
I strongly
He's
believe
just
that
gonna
if
help him
TNG
relax,
were
okay?
made
It's just
today,
helping
Will
him.
Riker would be canonically pansexual.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
And
totally,
Darren
yeah.
Raimi is the Will Riker of this show.
Series.
Mhm.
And listen, I think both of Jaden's penises perked up a little bit. They almost kissed.
They did. I really thought they were.
I think Kyle has some competition.
Yeah. The love triangle we
I think
need.
I was open to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time I watched it, I was like, where is this going?
I know.
Very odd.
And
I
Jay
was like-
didn't.
I was like, I'm not against it. It's weird to do right now when he's
Yeah.
Darren saw the opportunity.
There's a Kionian tradition to calm our nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe the humans call it macking down,
Yeah.
making out.
Well, even Jaden, he had no. He was like, "What is going on here?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I got something going on with a war college guy. Sorry, Darum.
Yeah.
But thanks for helping me breathe.
I love how earlier, randomly in the episode, he just talks about Klingon mating is violent and ends in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poetry.
And poetry.
And poetry.
I guess it was on the mind. That was before. But...
Sometimes it ends in making music too.
I do have a question, which is, how many jobs does the Doctor have at the school?
He doesn't sleep.
He doesn't sleep, so that's helpful.
I was hoping that there would be more instructors at the school, but there just happens to be a few, and I'm like, shouldn't there be more instructors at this school?
Yeah, that's
spent all the money on the bridge crew they hardly use.
It's the American high school version of like, oh, you want to coach a sport? You got to teach history.
Yeah.
We gotta coach a sport. You want to teach?
Yeah.
Thinking about the history. Yep, thinking about my high school, which is definitely football.
My sophomore science teacher was the track coach, and he definitely wanted to be the track coach, and he definitely did not want to be a science teacher. I can tell you how many days we watched a movie where he was like, write 10 facts you learn from this movie.
Yeah.
And I would write things like, you are not teaching us. This is not going to pass a test. I am not learning anything from you. Never got a note back from him.
My teacher that was like a history teacher and a football teacher, he did actually teach us things in history, but what I learned is this man's obsessed with the Kennedy assassination.
So only history that matters.
We did an entire thing just on the assassination. Was that in Texas, though? No, this was in Japan.
That's even funnier then.
Oh, that's
if I was in a school in Dallas, I'd understand if we spent an entire thing. I understood why when I lived in San Antonio, we did a whole thing about the Alamo that went to the Alamo. That makes sense.
Yes.
No,
I did like the Doctor's connection though. Like Laura Thok and Jet Reno, like them being the Calica coaches.
Yeah.
One makes a little more sense than the other, but then you learn that they're together, so like it's kind of fun and cutesy, and like the execution of it was great. Loved last week. This episode, I agree, it's a little small campus. Our professors are all coaches as well, but I liked the execution, the way that they weaved him in. I like Bitter Doctor. I like what they're doing with this character, because I think after 800 years, I'd be a little salty too.
Yeah.
I love how he said that too.
Yeah. After the glasses kid went at being needlessly interrupted. The way he said it hit perfectly. Like it wasn't too mean, pointlessly interrupted. It wasn't too mean, but like it was kind of funny. It worked for me. And I liked him talking about how he debated himself into existence. It was a nice Voyager reference, and it worked with the show. And like Aaron Satie being a connection here, it wasn't fan service. It was weaved into the plot really organically.
Yeah, absolutely it was.
And I also liked they showed him trying to... I'm glad they had the scene of him pointing out that like maybe it's not the best idea to like debate the current thing going on that really only affects one of you.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking oftentimes in military schools or in Texas, I'm like the one Jewish person there. So if like someone started debating something about Jewish people, then I'd be like, this feels weird and targeted.
Yeah.
Or everyone turns around and looks at you before you even say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like I feel like in speech and debate clubs, like current events are not usually.
No, they're not. So. I never did. My high school was very small and did not have a debate.
I had friends who did, so it didn't.
But
seem
like I have friends now, and I don't
tub
think
of like things they wanted.
Because I remember doing the only thing I remember doing a debate on in high school was World War II. Like something about World War II, and also because you want.
Are you pro or against, Rachel?
It was specifically about the like Japanese like emperor in World War II. Which also felt very weird because this was in Japan. Hi, Jason.
Hey.
Hello.
Jason, World War II, for or against? Go.
Am I for the war in general?
Oh,
no, that was me saying how most we were saying that's the only thing I ever did a debate on in high school, because I was like, it's typically that you do not have people debate about current events. One, it's also really hard to make sure you find good, impartial resources to cite about current events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
so
other thing there, like the doctor letting that happen, but then also with the flashback scenes and with Jaden's fear of public speaking, I know that it did slow-mo to like give us the impression of what's happening for that character. But I did find myself I struggled with two aspects of it. One, I really like the actor and Jaden, the character. I think they're doing a great job. I wish he'd speak just a little bit faster. Like
I remember you said that in another
voice.
episode.
Yeah.
It's not the dialogue or the writing. Just a little bit faster, please. But the other thing was the doctor clearly he's having something going on. Like he's about to have a panic attack, and the doctor's like, "Hey, do you want to sit down?"
Yeah, couldn't the doctor read that he was having a panic attack?
Yeah.
I'm having some issues with the doctor on that as well.
Yeah,
I was like doctor at times. Like it seems like he's forgotten his medical programming every now and then.
I also
mainly
with the doctor having jobs. When they offered him a counselor, they say the doctor would be, and I'm like, his teacher should not be a counselor.
Yeah. Also, not the person I would want to be my counselor.
No, I'd be like, do you have a different like
program? Or maybe she was gonna say the doctor would be happy to assign someone.
That would be good.
That'll be worth.
One, he is a medical doctor, not, and I know he can like download anything.
Yeah.
But no one needs hit that bedside manner for their counselor.
Yeah. My headcanon is he could tell that he was gonna be fine and didn't want to compound it more.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue that I have with Jaden has nothing to do with Jaden. I don't understand why they feel the need to pitch down his voice. I don't understand why they just couldn't let the actor speak. Because
his voice is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting if like behind the scenes or blooper stuff comes out. It'd be interesting to hear what it sounds like without the pitch down. I sometimes find him. I think it's mostly the pitch down thing. I don't think it's how he's pronouncing things. Him a little harder to understand than the other characters.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he actually worked with Michael Dorn to get to that low, deep voice like that.
So I think his voice is probably fine without doing that.
I wonder. I don't think they should operate in this way, generally speaking, but I do wonder if knowing this character of this race, of the Klingons, was going to be so different than most Klingons we've seen before. I wonder if they didn't want him to be so different in every way, given this particular fan base. And maybe it was a little of like, let's be a little true to what we've seen of Klingons before, and also let's protect this actor a little bit, because
I could definitely see them.
He has a beautiful voice. I love the sound of his voice. This fandom is so awful at a subset of this fandom. It can be so awful.
Well,
I wonder if that was part of it. I don't think that's all of it, but I wonder if that's part of it.
He doesn't normally like the whole thing about like his tone of voice and like just the Klingons in general is that whole thing started with like the lower tone. It wasn't just from Michael, but it was mostly from the fact of like the teeth and like the prosthetics. And like we were talking like that, it kind of like if you've ever had like teeth in where it kind of lowers your octave because you're trying to pronounce things, and the actor is able to do that fine with the prosthetics on. And so that's one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, you're pitching it because he doesn't have to, like he's able to have the prosthetics in, and you don't hear that natural inclination that you generally get with prosthetic teeth.
Armin didn't go lower, but he almost went higher.
And I know he said that he was told a couple of weeks before filming started, and they started working on it with a vocal coach. I wonder if they even tried like, okay, let's do this. Like, let's do this scene with your voice. Let's see how it lands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually a good point. And I was glad Jill's pointed out. I don't think he has.
He doesn't.
He's got regular teeth.
Yeah,
I don't think he does.
No.
He doesn't.
No,
That's what they should have
that's
done.
the
Give him
thing.
the teeth.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
You can have your voice, but you're gonna have this in your mouth all day. Sorry.
Although if
doesn't
he
have it.
already was doing, because it looks like the prosthetics on them are more intense looking than the TNG ones, like to be in.
On him, or
He looks like it's almost
because it looks like it's almost his entire face.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty much. It's
and that
I saw a
beard
video of
might
him
be
getting his makeup put on and then taken back off. It's pretty intense again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I still love how Genesis is always like, she's still just the smart one there, and she's like, yeah, Caleb's being an ass, and he doesn't realize it. And she
like
just,
not in a way. Like Genesis is almost like the mom of the group, and she's the only one with any kind of emotional maturity.
Yeah. That's
Well, yeah, Caleb has no experience with.
No, he doesn't.
Being
Caleb hasn't had experience of being part of a group at all.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he's had to defend for himself for years, and so he basically talks about that's why he had to learn when you're in prison. You've got to learn all these facts because you've got to take care of yourself.
I did like that as a like. I like that to show that like no part of like even if it's bad that Caleb spent all this time alone, some of it has set him up well for like Starfleet Academy.
But I hate when they show someone's really smart because they memorize crap. I just think that's the lazy way to do it, and you're not really correlated.
Well, I think it's a part of that thing of like info dumping just in general with Caleb, because you kind of see it with the food stuff, but you also see it with him as a character in general. This environment is something that's the first time he's been exposed to where he can open up at all. And so you're already kind of seeing he's hyper protective of Starfleet. Just in general now. Because even though he was like, don't trust him or anything, at the beginning, like the moment that like hey, I have a family here, then it's basically like, well, this is the principles that made this. So just like with the food stuff, he automatically was like, well, Starfleet's right. Like it kind of like, jumped to it, and why he wanted to do that on that side of it.
And I do wonder if at some point in time, though, again, he was very, 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 very anti-Starfleet when this series started. I do wonder if at some point when he gets to where he's got a choice between Starfleet or his mother. How is that going to? I mean, we know it's going to go his mother. I mean,
That's
what I'm saying. I'm really surprised.
No, but I also think that there's going to be a point in the series, or maybe next season, where his loyalties are tested, and he's going to start. He's actually going to start questioning if Starfleet has the moral ground to, basically be the cosmic police of the world. So, I'm curious to see what that's going to look like.
I do think they may be getting, like you said, some foreshadowing coming on. I mean,
maybe.
I hope not in a way, but I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. They're showing his principles aren't actually principled. Like the Starfleet principles aren't his principles. He's only protective of them because of the environment he's in. So if that gets tested, he's not necessarily a loyalist to Starfleet. That kind of shows more with the information dumping. He's dumping information because like he can. It's the environment he's in is his adapting to the circumstance.
So, that's right. So basically, he's learned how to adapt to the environments that he is dropped in. Yeah, he does a good job of it.
They did show he was smart in a good way when he reprogrammed the dots to go fetch a lunch. I did love that.
I was gonna say, I would say would push against that. It's only that he memorized stuff. He also knew like what context to bring everything up in.
Yeah, somewhat in this episode, but in previous ones he also would bring up various codes. Which did remind me of Mariner, and I liked it for that. But
Mariner.
I appreciate, because there was one thing I worried about this show with such a large cast, that it was like going to have to like that it was going to be like, okay, we've got to make sure this character has a scene, and I kind of appreciate that they're like, no, if this character is not relevant to this episode, they just won't be there.
Yeah,
like the Doctor
wasn't
in
the whole cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Akum and Tarima weren't in this episode. Jet wasn't, and none of the War College people.
But at
Yeah, and
least they did mention Reno.
They
That's
did.
fine.
And the doctor wasn't in
F it
last
up.
week's episode. So I do appreciate them, because so many shows that I've seen where they're like, I say this as a character I love. There's so many scenes in Buffy where they're clearly like, well, Spike's on the main cast, so Spike's gonna show up, say some shit, and then leave.
It happened in Trek too. Like, why the hell is Dr. Bashir on the bridge of the Defiant when they go into battle? Green power is offline. Doctor, get the hell out of here. Go to sick bay. What the hell?
Avery and Michael had to be in every episode of DS9 by contract, but nobody else had to. But
sorry, who did?
Avery and Michael in DS9.
What?
Michael Dorn and.
Oh, interesting.
They had to be in every episode. It was in their contracts. So sometimes they would just be at the beginning for like one scene, and then that was it.
Oh my god!
The residual check and go on.
There is also an episode of TNG. Oh god, I can't remember the one where Data loses his memory and becomes like Frankenstein on a planet.
Oh yeah.
And they find him, and Picard's like, "You must have quite an adventure." That is the only scene with Picard in that episode. I believe that was because someone was doing A Christmas Carol, but
Dino self, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
But I appreciate that, because it's fun as some of those scenes can be when you wish shows that have this short of a run, and I'm like, we don't have time for that kind of stuff. You have to like just focus on the character you're focusing on.
I like that they're not overstuffing it, and I also like that that so far the writers are following the Michael Pillar, creed of, this week you get an episode, and the episode focuses around you, and then next week they'll move to somebody else. But if there's a character that's not relevant to the story, like Rachel said, that person won't be there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'm sure they probably
hasn't even more relevant, because like they're doing something that Trek hasn't really done in this way for a while. We're going back to traditional stuff, because usually you have the whole overarching like major like villain and stuff of this season. But when you go back to traditional form like this, we do have A plot, B plot Trek again, but they're tied together, which has never really been done in this sense before. Like, it's normally hey, they're over here, these other characters over here, and you follow them both at the same time simultaneously through the episode.
Like, honestly, they're so intertwined that my brain, the first time I watched it, didn't like pick up there was an A plot and a B plot, because they were so expertly like intertwined. And I was like, oh no, there's what's going on with Aki, what's going on with the kids, and then at the end they're like combining.
I'm also appreciating that they're letting these episodes be the length that they need to be. We've had longer episodes. The pilot was longer than the last couple, but even this was like 56 minutes, not including
7 minutes. That's what I think it was. It was almost an hour.
It was almost an hour.
Yeah, but it gives moments time to land. I will say, I wish we saw more of that 30-second battle. I get visual effects are very expensive now. Visual effects houses are notoriously understaffed, over promise.
We got a lot of ships,
but and I'm glad you said the ships, because I loved the use of music in this. I love
the Klingon sound cue.
I love
Klingon theme came up. That was
the Cardassian freighters. I noticed that I definitely clocked that. So like, we've learned a little bit about what's going on with the Klingons, and now I'm wondering, okay, what's going on with the Cardassians? We know that the president of the Federation is part Cardassian, and it was curious that those Cardassian freighters were part of the Klingon fleet. But my last thing about it was, I think, not to open the can of worms of the copy and paste fleet from Picard season 1, but I argued at the time that fleet would have been fine if it wasn't so many ships. And this today was perfect. Like, they're refugees, they're falling apart. They have like 30, 50 ships. It's not overwhelming, and only 6 Federation ships were nearby. And so like, this battle, although obviously fake and over quick, like the 6 versus 30, like it worked for me. I think they did a really good job of underlining that the Klingons are in a rough patch.
Yeah.
And when the USS
And with that,
Riker
I
came
will
in-
leave.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Everyone check out the salon later, Stan.
Yes, please. And I don't know where my
35
mouse
minutes. That's right.
is. Struggling. All right, bye.
Bye.
And when the USS Riker warped in, did you notice they put one nacelle over the nebula to get there? So just so you know.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Oh,
It's a
Oh,
subtle
here's
point.
one thing I just remembered. So, is everyone chill with Vance basically reading Aki's diaries?
Is that what he
Personal
did? I
files,
didn't even
not
notice
diaries.
that.
It's a
personal
little
files.
different.
He was reading
Is
her
that what he did?
He
personal
was reading your
files.
personal file too. What? How do you know that? I've been reading your personal.
Files. I think
Personnel
that's-
Oh,
file.
was he saying? I heard personal. Was he saying personnel?
I think it was the subtitles made
I mean,
personnel.
yeah, I mean,
I
I mean-
thought he was saying he was reading her personal logs, and I was like,
I
is
don't
he
think
allowed
so.
to
I
do
just
that?
unlike everyone else's personnel files, they're like
Yeah.
this long. Hers are like
Hers was
really
long.
So
Yeah. Well, because said he was like how exciting or how like what did he actually say about her personnel? Oh God, he said something funny
I
like how
can't
many
remember.
twists, like
I don't remember.
how
like
insane it is.
yeah, insane. He told them insane,
Longer
and I
than
was
War
like,
and Peace, and she says, and more dramatic. And then she's
yeah,
like,
and he goes
more
insane. And I was like, what is- if it was personnel, that makes more sense.
I'm
I heard
pretty sure that's
personnel,
what it
but
was.
also those words are so similar.
They are, but I'm pretty
So-
sure the subtitle clued me in that
Yeah,
was an E at the end.
I would say the first time I watched this, I wasn't able to have
Although the
subtitles.
subtitles will get that stuff wrong. So
Yeah,
when it's words that close, but
and also like I think even if I was reading that quickly, if I heard personnel and if I heard personnel and read if I heard personal and read personnel, I think my brain would just read it as personal because the words are.
I think
spelled
I
so
go by
similar.
the word, the written before
Yeah.
overrides the audio for me.
I'm not the best speller in the world, so
Yeah. It was. It says the personnel files. And he's
Okay,
been reading
that
for the
makes
last
more
7
sense.
years.
then I was like, why do you have those?
Yeah. I mean,
Admiral's prerogative.
Yes, I was, you know,
Yep.
I was okay with it. I mean, because essentially he is her boss, right? So he could just,
Yeah.
now,
Well,
now,
personnel files, I'm fine with the boss looking at. If it was what I
yeah,
thought
the
personal files, I was
you're
like,
no,
what?
you have a problem with that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading
Oh,
all her
that
old
makes sense.
DMs. Oh my goodness.
Insane.
Oh my.
Yeah. She's like dramatic. No, insane.
Yeah.
And
Also,
they've been doing it for
I'm gonna
7
say
years.
something really random. Vance's hair was looking really good this episode. I mean, that actor always looks good.
Yeah.
I think I might be the only one here attracted to men. So this might Stan come back.
Well, the Admiral's converted me now. I can't. I don't.
Yeah, like Stan come back so I can objectify men and have someone understand.
He is the Admiral, though.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I thought, and I also like that they did like a little on purpose visual glitch with him to make it clear, like, oh, he was a hologram.
Oh, the hologram,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he's not just like popping to Starfleet Academy. Like
Especially since they're not even at Earth. They're on some nebula right now.
They're,
Yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah, they're not
they're
on
in
Earth.
some nebula, right?
And also, I don't think. I mean, I'm taking this from a interview that I read with oh my god, Omar. What is the actor that plays Admiral Vance?
I forgot. his
I
name.
And
believe
he
that's
said
his name.
he said he's still located at Federation headquarters.
Yeah, I did fair.
Mhm.
Yes,
Starts
thank
with
you.
an F, right?
He's still. I don't think he's
Okay, fair.
located on Earth. I think he's still located at the Federation
Oh, well.
headquarters.
Yeah, possibly there. Yeah, you're right.
So I think even if they were on Earth, it'd be like it makes sense. He came like the Beta Z delegation was coming. That makes sense for him. To, like, okay, I have to fly over there and be there for that. But for him to just be like, "Hey, Aki, I need you to do a thing," he would call and tell her that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there still a physical building called Starfleet Academy on Earth, or is it just the ship?
What I in my brain, what it is the War College is on what used to be Starfleet
Mhm.
Academy, and
Okay.
Starfleet Academy is the ship. That's my
Oh.
headcanon at least,
Oh.
until something contradicts
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
There
so-
was an
The little
early
landing
shot
parts.
where
I
they
don't know.
show
I think
that
they-
like
yeah.
there, and it's kind of like where they show the San Francisco Bridge and stuff, and
Yeah.
it shows like basically where it's supposed to land, and they still showed other buildings there.
Mhm.
But if you compare that to I think like Picard season 2 2 or 3 possibly.
Yeah.
That there's like a space there, so it's kind of like that's sort
Yeah.
of implied.
Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I've been wondering that for a couple of weeks. I'm also watching the show with a friend, and she asked that same question. I'm like, I'm not sure about that. I'll see if I can get some information for you.
I would also like if they're regularly leaving, it makes sense for like all their beds to be on that ship
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because otherwise you'd have to like find a place on the ship to put them all.
Right, and they do have quarters on the ship
Yeah.
as well. So
Mhm.
I have a question, and I think maybe they address in. Do they address that Jaden has his own room already?
They
'Cause I
didn't
think it's
show us
funny-
his roommate if he has one.
Yeah,
His
but
roommate. Jaden doesn't have his own room. He's got a room with it's him,
Who's the roommate?
Darum, and Uckham. Jaden. Oh, Jaden. I'm sorry.
No, yeah,
Jaden is
Jaden.
not in their room.
Never
Jaden.
mind.
No. Well, I thought as far as they keep entering Jaden's room, Jaden's the only one there.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I was
my
like,
bad.
the other one has 3 people in it.
Yeah, that's right. Like,
you're
like no, okay.
sorry.
No, but
He's so
no,
tall, he needs 2
no,
human beds
Yeah.
no,
stuck together.
no, but Rachel, you're right. I'm like,
Okay,
why
there
do
were other beds in the room. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
kind
there
of
are other
wondering
beds.
because when
So maybe they're saying his room. Maybe his roommate was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give this guy some privacy."
Right.
Possibly.
Which
at
is
the end when the big speech happens before like the connection, I was like,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, I'm Gemma Hadar and everything. When she enters the room and she kind of like picks up a like the jacket and then like sits down afterwards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also thought like, I don't think that's Jaden's jacket, or it's not supposed to
Yeah.
be. Like it's somebody
Mhm.
else's jacket in the room, and she's just kind of making space. That's what it seemed to be
Yeah, that
implied
would make
as.
sense that his roommate. They just didn't want to hire an extra to be like in that
So you
room.
can just lift up a jacket and basically be like, yeah, someone else is in this room.
Yeah. And like
Mhm.
I also, if like I was in a college situation and my roommate went like going through that, if I wasn't particularly close to them and it'd be like if they clearly need space, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
crash in someone else's room."
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
hell, I used to have sleepovers in my friends' dorm rooms in college.
Wow, sound like fun.
Yeah, I mean, we
was
were like
always at
watching
my
movies.
girlfriend's
It was like a
dorm.
teenage sleepover. We were very young.
Oh,
Like,
cool. But still, that's cool. I think that's cool.
mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Occasionally, I met one of my best friends because her roommate kicked her out for the weekend because her boyfriend was coming down.
Oh,
And then I found her crying in the hallway because she didn't have anywhere to go, and she ended up crashing in our room, and we watched anime.
oh,
There you go.
cool. There's a ticket.
I did like how the general definitely hinted. But first, if I liked how, Nahla would say, she's like, basically business or fun, or, and he's like, let's just get to business because the other won't be any good.
Yeah.
Right, the other won't be any good.
And she
There's
just
too
went
much. There's
straight
too
to it.
much there's too much baggage and pleasure.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Because you can tell they obviously had he's like, I know you like to,
Yeah.
A thing.
yeah, they had a thing.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had something.
Well, even he said like I woke up and you weren't there anymore. And she was like, "Yeah, you made
Yeah.
it clear this couldn't be like a thing."
Yeah,
Right.
and she was going to be in her starship, or
Yeah.
her ship, and so yeah. And I did like how he knew as he walked in. Ooh, I smell of vintage blood wine. So he still had
Mhm.
blood wine. Yeah,
How,
Vintage everything because it's
How
not.
vintage do you think that blood wine is now? If the Klingon Empire has been. Oh, and honestly, are we assume that we're supposed to assume that Caleb is right that it's a conspiracy theory that the Klingons destroyed Kronos?
I think it's a conspiracy theory. I
don't think.
I think he's
I'm
right.
sure it was just they had power plants using dilithium.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
sure
I
it
think
was
that's
like.
what,
I'm
mentioned
sure
that.
shit happened because of the burn. Is the
it
explanation?
did. If I remember,
Yeah.
that's what Vance said, or during one of the discussions they talked about that the lithium power plants on
Yeah.
Kronos. It's just
Yeah, I think it's in one of.
exploded
I
and
actually
killed
really liked
billions.
the news reports.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a really good way to get the
Exposition,
information to us in a way that actually made sense in universe.
Yeah.
Whereas if there was a big conflict going on and I didn't understand the context, I would also look up a news report that would give like the context of it. And I think they also I want to that they like obviously there was some Stephen Colbert in this episode, but they made sure not to like use him too much where it was like a little jarring in the serious episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they
like,
used him a lot,
especially
in the
if you
other
recognize
stuff,
his voice
like
immediately.
Yeah, and like it worked
Jaden's
well
little
for his little recruitment thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I can imagine if I was like crying at like an emotional scene and then Stephen Colbert just popped in. I'd be like, what's happening?
And a wacky thing about students not doing it.
Yeah.
As the dean of students, he knows when to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I think they took that with them, Brian.
I think so, but also oof.
Did you guys leave that hydro bomb or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I was wondering, do we think that was an albino Klingon or just a lighter skin Klingon?
That's a good
Lighter
question.
skin Klingon.
I was going lighter skin because I would imagine albinism would be lighter than that.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that he was albino at all. I just said I would say that he's a lighter skin Klingon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think his
I
hair
looked
was
up the
white because
actor.
he's old.
He's another white actor who's been in lots of Canadian Christmas movies.
Is that why he looks?
Recognize
Oh
him,
my
though.
God! Is that what? Well, I haven't had time, but I meant to look
If you
up
work
him.
in Canada, come on, you've been in a bunch of
Right.
American Christmas movies.
Yeah. He's nowhere as white as Bach is.
No.
Yeah.
Him and Jaden's father both seemed familiar to me, but it was hard with the Klingon makeup for me to like place.
Yeah.
But if he's in a bunch of Canadian Christmas movies made in Canada, that's probably where I've seen him.
David Keeley.
Couldn't place Jaden's dad. I reckon that face and the voice sounded so familiar, but
Same.
I
I hadn't looked him up. I did look up Keeley.
Okay, I'm gonna
earlier, 'cause,
see
I
if
was
I
curious.
can. Real quick.
they don't have the cast list
like
out
for a
yet.
second, like I literally for like a microsecond, I was like, did they cast Michael Dorn? And they went, oh no, that's not Michael Dorn.
No, I didn't.
No.
I had that same like
Like it was. I just. I
two
That'd be
need to
funny
be
though.
clear
It's like he plays his
I need
worst
to be clear
grandfather. He
that it-
plays his great.
that it was like barely a microsecond where I realized that was not Michael Dorn.
That would have been cool though.
That would have
Yeah,
been.
that'd be
Alex,
cool.
the 87th.
That would have been cool, honestly.
and I would have been fine with it just because of like, he's
done that
technically
before.
has the most screen time of like
Oh yeah,
any
absolutely.
person.
Agree.
But also if you count Star Trek 6, he's played different Klingons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
They just need to have a hollow of Riker and Worf just to bring them both
Yeah.
into this one on screen.
Yeah,
Speaking
Just
of Riker,
continue the
having one of the
Riker-ness of Star
ships
Trek.
named Riker that shows
That
up.
was
They did.
cool.
That's
I
cool.
liked it.
Oh,
I
I
enjoyed
wasn't
that.
paying attention to the ship names. That is really cool.
The first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the USS
the
Riker
first
was one of the ones that showed up.
That is really cool.
Mhm.
I
That was
think
great.
I
Laid it
was
all out with
emotional and had
classes, too.
tears in my eyes the first time I watched this episode. So
I almost missed it because the Klingon music
Music.
cue,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just it
was
had
so
me like
cool.
shouting. Like I jumped
It
up
was
and I
so
was like,
cool, but I was already
"Yes!"
emotional, so that I was like, my yay, this is exciting was like, this is exciting, still kind of tears.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the Klingon music cue, but the main reason was I don't think the music has been particularly that great in Academy, so I was really happy to hear some traditional
Yeah.
Star Trek music.
Mhm.
The episode music has been okay. It's the
Oh,
theme that's just kind of
So bad.
dull. But
Well, comparatively, it shows the difference because normally I wouldn't have like such. It would normally be like, oh, here, if it was normal music, I would be like, oh, cool, they threw the Klingon music in. But
Yeah.
because the music isn't quite normal, when I hear that, I was like,
Yes.
yes, Klingon music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Exactly. It must immediately fight a Targ.
Mm-hmm.
keep your
Exactly.
Targ. I'm not fighting that one from Scouts though. No way.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Nope. The other thing I'm wondering.
I sometimes when I'm rewatching the episodes, I watch it at least once. Occasionally when I'm rewatching the episode, especially if I'm like watching it to just like check something real quick.
Well, that makes sense. You're gonna fast forward it.
Yeah.
I can't I did that when I watched the episode last night, but it was mostly because it was like 2:00 in the morning and I worked the next day. So I was kind of like, I know what this theme is. I'll skip it. And it's not like it's not that to that level where you basically be like, no, it's a part of it. I have to listen to it. Like if I skip, say, like DS9's theme or something like that, it's like, no, you can't.
No, you don't do that.
Or Voyager. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just...
So I'm gonna say
Enterprise's theme is
Jaden's
okay.
dad is also a Canadian actor. He's been in a bunch of TV movies.
Who has?
Jaden's
Makes
father,
sense.
Oh, really?
including one that I know that I've seen, but this has nothing to do. Okay, he's in the movie called Little Italy, which is like a not great made for TV rom-com.
Oh, cool.
It's not really any worse than any of the others, except that I found out my grandfather was dying while watching it.
Oh.
So I don't think I'll ever rewatch
It
that
has
movie.
baggage. It has baggage.
Yeah, it has.
It's like it's like me. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the movie Nonstop with Liam Neeson, but I watched that movie the afternoon after my grandmother's funeral. So every time I see that movie,
Yeah,
it's a damn trigger
Oh,
point. I
it's
can't
bad.
watch that movie.
That movie might actually be good. Little Italy isn't, but not because of that actor. That movie also tries to convince you that Hayden Christensen and Emma Roberts grew up together, and there's a 10-year age difference. And you're like childhood friends, and I was like,
No.
when he was
It's got
16 and she was
gigantism.
6.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I was going to say something.
But it's so hard sometimes when you were like, I know I recognize this actor or recognize his voice, but they're in alien makeup. You're like, I can't quite.
You gotta look him up, man.
I'm just
You
looking.
just can't quite figure it out.
You gotta look
I
him
did
up.
like how Aki, she was like kapla when it was time to
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
Oh, actually, speaking of Kapla, that reminded me. So in one of the, I want to say it was in one of the first two when they announced it's Raktajito and Stephen Colbert goes Kapla.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. No, that's in the
Yeah.
Oh, that's in the second. That's in the
I think
first or
it's the
second episode.
Yeah,
I think it's the second one.
Yeah.
because they watched those first two together. It's some of my
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
I now my headcanon is that they got Raktajino specifically for Jaden.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Because they confirmed he's the only Klingon there.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people drink Raktajino, but I could see them being like, we need Raktajino.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we have a claim. Yeah.
How can
Yeah.
the students stay up without Rectagino?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, you said that about the only Klingon in Starfleet. It made me think when she mentioned that and he was like, oh, there's a Klingon here.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I was expecting them to somehow make just a quick reference to Worf. I just my head I was like, oh, maybe they'll say something about he was only the second Klingon in the Starfleet, or well, I guess third after B'Elanna, but still.
Because I don't think I'm assuming there have been others between now and then.
This span of time, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's
25th
any
and
canonical
26th
ones.
should have had a lot.
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
Centuries.
I just was waiting for them to do a Worf reference.
I can see them not wanting to say that to not limit themselves in future series that take place before this.
Yeah.
If they want to do a Klingon.
It'd be a House of Worf in the future. That's right.
Well, it's one of the things that you see like now because it reminds me a lot of like how Doctor Who keeps getting rid of like the Gallifreyans as like a point of reset. Like
keep doing
Burn is
that.
basically Star Trek's way of doing that.
Yeah.
Like it's essentially like
And the Daleks
hey,
are wiped out every
all
3
this
to
stuff.
5 years. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like they'll do
they're all
something
dead
of like
except for
a,
one. And then,
How like how is Doctor Who going to explain how is Doctor Who going to explain Billy Piper? I'm still waiting for that one. Yeah.
They have everything changes.
Yeah.
They have the best continuity because
Yeah.
you can change it as much as you want, and that's in continuity. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
they'll just have Billy Piper then regenerate into Robert Picardo so they can
Oh
become
my
the Doctor.
God, that's funny. That would be funny. Yeah, but just between you and me, Billy Piper, I think would make an awesome Doctor. Just me.
I think she would if it wasn't confusing.
Yeah, if it wasn't confusing, what the hell?
I bet she'll be only there for a couple episodes. And
Yeah, if it didn't make me go, wait, what?
Huh? What?
Like,
I'd like to see her in Star Trek actually now.
That'd be
Like,
fun.
Oh, that would be
instead of,
really
like,
cool.
just
What
as
was
in
that
general
series
thing.
she was in? She was in that one sort of horror adjacent series. It would be great if I remembered, but I don't. Eva Green was in one season too, and it was just
Oh,
It was on one of the premium channels, and there's like
God
Frankenstein was there, and
damn
then,
it.
like, vampires.
Penny Dreadful?
Yeah.
What?
Penny
Is it Penny
Dreadful?
Dreadful?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did not realize Billie Piper was in that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
One season. She wasn't in all of them.
yeah,
She was
Yeah.
really, really
yeah,
good.
Eva
I've
Green
seen
was
some
I'm sure she
movies,
was.
so-
She's great.
Eva Green was in season 1. She
Yeah.
killed it. She's really
Is Eva Green only in the first season of that?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Think, yep.
I guess I have no idea what was going on in that show. That
It's all over the place.
No,
kinda
also Josh Hartnett was in the first season of that show.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
UCC
when I think about like stuff like Star Trek and stuff and all the different things they're doing, and especially when we get in like high caliber actors and stuff right now. And then
Mhm.
that's when you think of like the budding relationship of we can just have these people in Star Trek now. We're kind of
Yeah.
not used to that.
No.
Yeah, we're used
Yeah.
to only movies.
Yeah.
You can be in
Well,
a movie where we'll give you a part.
Yeah.
It won't be up to
I
your
mean, there
caliber
was
at
a
all.
reason when Whoopi Goldberg was like, "I want to be in Star Trek." Everyone was like, "Okay,
Huh?
yeah."
What? Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
And then she's like, "No, I
No, I
want
actually
to
wanna
be
be
in Star Trek."
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I
And
mean, even with Paul Giamatti, they said they like had to make a call where we can't tell if he's serious or not.
Yeah. They had to call him, and then they got him on a
Yeah.
Skype call to figure out, hey, he's actually being serious.
Mhm.
I
Well,
also love
and-
him being like, "Put me in makeup."
Yeah.
Put me in-
Well, we talked about that. I talked about that yesterday. Tuesday yesterday with John O'Neill and Sean. I said I made a comment like I feel like they got this cast just right
Mhm.
for this
God, yeah.
series. That's we all three of us agreed. Absolutely, they did.
Yeah.
It's
I
good.
mean, with
Well,
Hunter and
the only thing
Giamatti
that's
are
odd
amazing.
as far as like a balance is like the constant kind of like staging and stuff with like the wide sets and the wide angle is kind of like really always more emphasizes how short Holly Hunter is.
Yeah.
Like, because like especially when it's like, okay, we're grabbing like Jaden now,
He's
and then
really
it's just
fair,
like
I
you're
don't-
not even changing the shot, and you could definitely
Yeah.
see it. Like,
To be
Well,
fair, I
when-
don't know that there's anything they could do about Holly Hunter's height.
No, yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, you
Well,
can just do the thing like in Lord of the Rings. They use perspective to make her
Yeah.
look super tall, and Jaden's
Mhm.
really far away.
I
Yeah.
It'd be
Well, she
weird.
does look tall in shots. Like she looks taller in the captain.
Yeah,
ship.
without
Mhm.
people next to her, it's fine.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, when
It's-
she's
it's-
talking to the general, oh my God, he just
Yeah.
towered over her.
Yes.
Well, because I realized Paul Giamatti also towered over her a little bit, and Paul Giamatti's only 5'9".
Yeah, he's not real.
She's
Mhm.
just very short. Like,
Mm,
I did
Yeah.
see someone refer to her as Smalley Hunter, and I got
Smalley.
a good laugh. That's
smaller
not
than-
nice, but
That's fine.
Mhm.
anytime she's next to Jaden or Caleb, it's so
Yeah.
Forget
funny.
it. Forget it.
Like it was really noticeable with Jaden this week. 'Cause
So
it's
no,
kinda
here's
like,
my-
hey,
Here's my British actor I'd like to get on Star Trek is Greg Davis. Just make him stand next to Holly Hunter. Greg Davis is the host of
That would be so
Taskmaster.
funny.
He's 6'8". That's
Yeah,
the
oh,
joke.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to stand next to
Yeah,
Holly
yeah.
Hunter.
Holly Hunter next to him looked like a little girl.
that's
Yeah.
taller than James Cromwell, which is insane.
Yeah.
Mm.
Who makes
Yeah.
Riker look small?
But I thought this episode was really great. But just because I was on last week, I'm just gonna say one thing about last week.
Mhm.
That episode last week was so much fun.
I
Oh,
did really. It's funny because
God
I love
damn
both
it,
these
it's so
episodes,
much
but for
fun.
very different reasons.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah. They're
just
very
really quick. Last week's episode gave me everything I wanted. It gave me the
I'm
OC in
gonna
space.
be right back. I'm just gonna.
It
I need to
was so
take a call
fun.
quick.
So fun, so fun.
Yeah.
We'll make
I'm
a show.
really looking. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say, I really enjoyed this one. I've so far I've actually really enjoyed all the episodes to date. I cannot wait till next week's get here. I just
See, well, I'm also like I'm kind of slightly worried about like the yo-yo that these kind of shows have. Like so, like with like last week, I was usually you have like the thing that's like, oh, this is kind of fun comedy episode,
Yeah.
and then the next week's like this is dire, and like and you usually
Yeah.
get that back and forth. So especially with these types of shows, so I'm
I
kind of
feel
like, oh, this week wasn't as like yo-yo-y as I was expecting compared to last
Mhm.
week's, and because of the way they kind of previewed it. And
Yeah.
now it's like, okay, is that gonna be next week? Like, when's the yo-yo gonna drop?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I just know.
I also think the tone shifts work better week to week than say if you were like
Mhm.
binging the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've had shows that do that are on binge model, and then you're just going back and forth, and you're like, and you're literally a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
No, I said everybody that has seen next week's episode say it's the best, one of the
Yeah,
best.
oh yeah,
Tony helped write that one. So
Okay.
Tony
I
and
was
Chris
assuming
Meyer.
for the title that the next one focuses on Sam.
yeah. But
I
if
didn't
I'm
even see the tally up.
yeah,
I
but
did
if
see
I'm
a list, but I didn't pay attention to it.
yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, the co-showrunner of the series did say that in next week's episode, like we're gonna see something that we've always wanted to see as Star Trek fans, if I'm right. So like, what the hell is that?
I don't know if y'all saw, was it last week or earlier this week? Bonnie Newsom made a post on her Instagram that said, let me pull it up. I was like, what? It was, hold on, let me find it. It said, she put a post. I'm not going to, it was Tronny Newman. So it said, classic Star Trek characters who could appear in Starfleet Academy. And it's a picture of Cisco. Benjamin
What?
Cisco.
No.
I mean, I'm not going to.
Avery's
Wait,
not
there
okay,
was
but
in one of the trailers. There was like something that about.
it was
Cisco.
about the emissary.
And I'm
It
Are
could
you
be
kidding me?
about
I'm
the
just gonna
emissary.
say,
though.
everyone,
Correct.
do not get your hopes up. Avery Brooks will not be in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
No,
No.
He's
yeah,
retired.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
As we discussed, a voice is possible, but like
A voice is
1%
possible. Avery
It's not
Brooks is
gonna happen.
retired.
Yeah.
And has not been seen. I
But
don't
they
want to be
will
like he
talk
hasn't been
about
seen in
Cisco.
public. He hasn't been seen
can
like
do that.
in a professional capacity in public in a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was thinking, like, you
interesting
can't say
what to do.
entirely no, because I
No.
would have said the same thing about Jolene.
Correct.
And
That's
so it's
fair.
kind of like at that point.
That's
We already had
fair.
that.
here for
Especially
Jolene.
Avery, with Avery Brooks' age compared to Jolene's age,
How old is Avery
Yeah.
Brooks?
70,
I mean, he's
probably 70 something.
70, and I know
Yeah, but
because I think
he's still around though, right? He's not past.
Oh,
the-
yeah,
he's
yeah,
not-
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
grew up.
Rock says he's doing great. But
77.
but
Okay, thanks.
because I think occasionally Star Trek fans, because of how active William Shatner's have been able to stay into a very old
Mhm.
age, people have unrealistic expectations for other people's aging.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
That not everyone ages the same way.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. No,
and sometimes,
I mean, don't
like,
get me wrong. If
yeah.
she posted that picture, I mean,
I
everyone was
mean,
like, what?
I would
Why would you
absolutely
do that?
love to be wrong and see Avery Brooks next week,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
I,
mean,
think
if
it'll
you-
be DS9 related.
I
Yeah.
think it will
Oh,
be.
I think it's DS9 related all the way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
well,
I mean,
especially because I know that if Tawny writing the next
Yes,
episode,
of course.
that
oh,
Mhm.
she is okay.
It was her and Kirsten
in
Byers.
Deep Space
Oh,
Nine is like
shit,
Tawny's
okay.
favorite.
And
Yeah.
Kirsten, of course, is
Yeah, decent. Yeah. Wow.
So
So
great.
my guess is maybe they're going to actually clarify exactly what happens to Cisco. That's my
Yeah,
guess.
That'll be really cool. That'll be
Yeah.
really cool. But
Which I
yeah,
would love to see.
yeah,
and
but
if, the
if he
comics just did that too, though. So that's the kind of weird thing too.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
did
Yeah.
they do that?
I know there's
Cisco saves the universe. Yeah.
Okay.
good
That's
for
cool.
him.
Woo woo.
I know there are books where he comes back, but I never know. Like, obviously, the books of the comics aren't like canon, and
Yeah.
Correct.
I've,
they're not. I can't think. They're beta canon. They're
Yeah,
not
beta
like,
canon.
primary.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I've actually gotten into a
The
really
lizards.
good habit of like reading the old Discovery the books about Discovery that came out before Discovery actually launched. So I was like, I'm kind of making my way through those for some reason.
I need to give.
Those were
one of
supposed
the
to be
first
canon,
ones.
but
They
they
were?
sometimes
Okay.
overwrote it later.
Okay.
Some of
Yeah.
the Discovery ones are still canon because they never overwrote the story. Some of the
Okay.
backstories.
Okay. And the other,
Because Kirsten was involved with that too.
right.
all of
There's
the plots
one
for
of
those.
them that I need to give another go to. The book wasn't bad. I got very sick while reading it.
What book was that?
One of the Discovery books. I have
Okay.
to look at the title to remember.
I've
which-
read some, but not all of them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like the
But
book
the
was
recent
good.
ones with the lore wars, that's the one where
Yeah.
Cisco says everything.
Yeah.
They have them on the holodeck. Scotty's there from Relics
Mhm.
Oh,
playing
cool.
D&D with Bev and like other people. It's amazing.
What?
what? Well,
Bev
what?
plays a barbarian. She's knocking
Wait,
down
which-
doors.
sorry,
she's
which
knocking-
comic is this?
Wait a minute. Wait, Beverly
Uh-huh.
plays D&D. Hold up.
Yeah,
I
they
know,
all
I-
play D&D in the holodeck.
Ah.
I'm in love with this Mad Libs that you're creating. But
Wait,
It's
whoa.
real. It's real.
wait,
That's
which comic?
cool.
Wait, is this a Lower Decks comic?
no, not Lower Decks. It was in more than one title. I forget that because it sort of shifted. It starts with well, there's all this stuff, sort of the God Wars and all this stuff. Like Kahless is there.
This is why
I have blood of something.
I'm so bad at keeping up with comics. This is not just a Star Trek comic problem with me. This is a Marvel and DC comic problem.
It's like any mainstream comic. These big stories hop around books, and then especially since most of the Star Trek comics don't continue. There's smaller series, other than the main one. But no, there's so much great stuff there.
That's so cool.
And some of the Lower Decks people are in one. Shax's best day is one of them.
Wow.
Nice.
He ends up on Konos fighting people. He ends up on top of a ship. Oh god, it's hilarious. It's so Shax.
That's so funny.
But he's involved with the other people. Okay, he just said it was the main Star Trek. I couldn't remember because I read them and I don't remember which book's which.
That's totally fair.
That's cool. That's so cool.
Because it's not.
Cisco gets a crew together, so it's like Paris, Scotty, Bev, some new characters. It's insane.
Do you guys think that we might get like a we pretty much know that Avery Brooks is not going to show up next week, but do you think that we might get a recast of like Benjamin Sisko?
I hope not.
I'm not sure because like they could technically, and like Star Trek isn't adverse to doing that. Unlike Star Wars, Star Trek generally is okay with it.
I'd be fine doing a recast if Sisko's if Sisko's like young.
Okay,
that makes more sense to me than if they're showing like an older Sisko. I'd want it to be Avery Brooks, but
right. I mean,
or I think more like
no, unless it would if they cast Sirach, it'd be fine. But
if they cast the Rock, I'd be totally down with that.
That'd be cool.
We're pretty sure that didn't happen. That would be amazing if they did.
That would be. I'd love.
Somebody's gotta
know. I would love Sirach. I would love Sirach as Jake also. And
correct.
That'd be cool if he would show up. That'd be really cool.
I need to not get my hopes up like
sweater.
this.
Oh my god.
No, but if he's wearing the sweater, like, I'll lose it. I will lose it. It's got to be wearing the sweater, dude. Yeah, man, sweater.
Because I could see something being like they go look at a file about Sisko and it's like Jake talking about his father.
Okay.
Doable.
That'd be cool.
That would be. I think that would be a good way to.
There's other things they could do. A new Bajoran orb can appear.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be a way to tie everything together. It would fit because there's profits. They can do it.
Yeah, I mean, Ake has apparently been on Bajor for the last like 15 years.
Doing ice cream negotiations.
Yeah,
ice cream negotiations.
Yeah. At the Little Blooms thing. And again, I'm the only one who wants that merch.
No, come on.
It's not. See, I'm not mad about not having merch for that. I'm still mad about the pajamas, even though someone made them.
You can get those. They're custom. They're expensive.
I wonder. Speaking about
those are not official ones, but
speaking about like Star Trek merch, do you guys think we're gonna get the Letterman jackets from Academy? They gotta sell those things.
I don't know.
There is a company that makes them. That might, because I think it's similar to what they did with like the boots for Strange New Worlds, whereas the design for them is done by a fashion company.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
There were $600 boots, but they did look really nice. But
they did. I think I'd be more likely to spend that kind of money on a jacket than boots. At least for me personally.
Mm-hmm. No, but
it'd probably be cheaper than $600.
Yeah,
even if they're really nice.
Honestly, if it was any company besides Paramount, I'd be like, of course they're gonna make it. But I have no trust in Paramount's like marketing department.
Right.
Sad moopsy noises.
Yeah, I want to say
it only took 2 years to get that.
I believe the salon is starting soon. If
you
want to go there. So does everyone want to say any last thoughts about the episode? Let's just last thoughts about the episode. Where can people find you? Maybe just combine this part to like.
Yeah, I know. I like. I really enjoyed this episode. I like that it focused around Jaden. I like the drumhead sort of feel of this episode, and it was just really low key and fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube. I'm at Balloon Head Productions.
Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. So far, knock on wood, I've liked them all, and I'm looking forward to what's got to come. And you can find me on YouTube at the Transporter Room.
There.
Oh,
Yeah, I pretty much enjoyed it as well. Like, it's one of those things where I just kind of got into it. And again, I did have that jump up moment with the Klingon sound cue. But like, it's just, I'm appreciating being able to see it from week to week in the actual character development, even though you're seeing quick the pacing of backstories and everything. Really appreciate it. And I'm online Jason Embray everywhere, pretty much.
Yeah, I really like this one. It was good fun and lots of world building and backstory and great. And you can find me at various Tex-Trek things depending on the week. And lately I've been building the Enterprise D Legos on the Transporter Room. And a piece just fell off. So
Oh
fix
no.
that later.
Oh no.
The thing is fragile, the saucer section.
Yeah.
I mean, it does attach after all.
I also really enjoyed this episode. It's funny, I was trying to decide if I liked this more or less than last week, and I enjoyed them in such different ways I couldn't come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
But this episode, like I said, made me really emotional, and I thought all of the acting was really superb. And also, you can find me at Dromadorg884 around the internet, and I'm also on the podcast Masters of Mayhem, where we play Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. And live long and prosper, everyone.
Bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Thanks for watching our Starfleet Academy first reaction stream for this week. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow and every Friday at our new time of 5 p.m. Central for our main podcast show and weekly deep dive discussions on new Starfleet Academy episodes. And until next time, as always, live long and prosper, y'all.